Okay, here it is, Christi's Clarity at 10:10 on Friday morning, like I always do. And today I'm in a town car on my way to the San Francisco airport. I'm in downtown San Francisco right now, getting ready to fly off to Italy to lead my group there called La Dolce Vita. So life is sweet. But today I'm going to talk about your thinking. So what kind of thinking is running you? You know, people hear this all the time, that your thoughts affect your experience, and they know even that your thoughts you don't even know that you developed run your thinking. But a lot of people don't know. They know about it, but they don't know it, because otherwise their life would reflect it. Just like my life on the way to the airport to lead my group. Yes, this is my travel look right here, and yes, I do have my mask, and this is part of it. So one of the things that people might say when they see, oh, I have my mask with me, do you run from fear? Do you operate from fear? And I don't. And it's one of the thinking pieces, and maybe today's clarity message mostly today is like, how do we transform those things? I am not in fear, and yet I know to have wisdom and to, you know, take the steps to make sure that I'm protected and that my husband's protected and that we travel safely. It's just like you wouldn't get on, well, maybe people don't like getting on a plane and fastening your seatbelts, but you know, Jerry and I and our son and our mother-in-law were on our way to Italy before to go live there, actually, for 6 months. And on our flight over there, we hit a storm and the plane dropped. And people that did not have their seatbelts on hit the ceiling and came down on the arms of the chairs. That was, but the worst thing that happened on that trip was that the flight attendants had already been approved. It was really unexpected, had been approved to take out the big food carts, and they flew through the galley and actually crushed one of the women's chest, and we had to turn around and go back to the New York airport, and she had debarked. Several of them that were injured debarked, and one of them had collapsed lungs and things like that. And then we waited in the airport for hours for them to get a new crew, and then we actually went back into the same storm. Okay, so is that silly? Is that ridiculous? Did I operate from fear? Do I operate from fear right now? No, I've checked the numbers in Italy. I know what's going on there, and we have truth, a greater truth of knowing that we are safe and always protected. And when we let ourselves go into fear, we actually become vulnerable to the things that we fear. And so, yes, we want to have wisdom, and we want to have clarity, and we want to take steps that will really help us navigate the things that we want to do. Now, why would I be going to Italy now? It's my love and my desire to travel and to take people traveling for very deep experiences, right? It's not just, you know, going sightseeing. It's not, we do sightsee, but we do it from a very different perspective. When I ran a program called Youth Beyond Borders that I formed, a nonprofit, I took teens traveling. We, yes, did some of the sites, but we really went there to see a new perspective of our own lives, of their lives. They are now, you know, parents and, you know, adults and parents and everything, and seeing how their understanding of the world changed as we traveled out into the world has really helped in developing who they are and who they have become. And so this is part of my masterpiece, my passion. Now, we are never going to be asked that our masterpiece, our thing to do in the world, would be anything incongruent with, say, the universal laws, or with what I call the divine, or, you know, whatever that is. It is always when it is our purpose, our masterpiece, it will be in alignment with how things work in the world. And so I have the wisdom and the courage. Believe me, I have checked everything possible. So a book that I teach from called The Invisible Power, Genevieve Eran, she talks about the idea that to leave no stone unturned. And so I did everything possible to make sure that we're safe. And I'm going to wear my mask through the San Francisco airport. You can guarantee that. I'm going to wear my mask on the airplane. I'm going to wear my seatbelts here in the town car, even though we have a wonderful driver that is just, you know, is great for us. It's just a lovely way to get to the airport, right? So today my tip is really pay attention to your thinking and see if you have any fears or doubts. How can you change them? How can you change that thought into a thought that's empowering? So I'll take fear, for example. Rather than being in fear, I take care of business. I check to make sure everything I can do is safe. And if I would have found that there was, you know, explosive numbers in the area we're going to, I would have canceled the trip. Okay, so you leave no stone unturned. You do everything you can, and then you align yourself. This is aligned with my purpose. So I know absolutely that is my work to do out in the world. So today's Christi's Clarity, my point today is don't let your erroneous thoughts, your negative thoughts run you. And they run us without us even knowing it. So pay attention to your thoughts today and see what you can do to turn them around. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. I will be on my personal page and on this page recording at different times or posting so you can see our amazing adventure, La Dolce Vita. And thank you everybody for being on. Hi Ellen and Ellen. I've got two Ellens on here. Yay. And look forward to maybe you traveling with me sometime. Okay, this is Christi Karate with Christi's Clarity every Friday at 10:10. And yes, be safe, be wise, and don't let fear run you. Okay, take care everybody. See you in Italy. Ciao.